In this video, we'll take a look at the transportation add-on for Blender and see how it works. And this add-on has 55 plus vehicles that are mostly rigged and with a lot of different material options. As always, it's going to be quick and easy, so let's get started. Now, installing the add-on is quite simple. You just go to Preferences, Install, and then you select the download. There will be a link to the add-on in the description, and then install add-on. And then after a few seconds, you can enable it, and then go back to the Blender viewport. And then I'm going to press X and delete the cube and the light source, and then press N to see the side panel. And before we add any of the vehicles, we can take a quick look at all of the different categories. And as you can see, there are a lot of vehicles to choose from. We have a few motorcycles as well, and 3 planes, a few buses, a rally car, 2 sedans, and some sports cars, SUVs, an excavator, a tractor, and some trucks, as well as some smaller urban cars. Okay, so let's start off by adding the Lamborghini. And as you can see, it adds both the vehicle and the rig. So let's press Shift A and add a plane. Press S to scale. And then we can select the vehicle. And to improve the lighting, I'm going to add an environment texture, open. And then I'm going to select the HDRI image I have. You can find it on HDRI Haven, which has a lot of free HDRIs. And then we can go into rendered view. And to improve the glass material, we can also enable screen space reflections as well as refraction, so that the window is actually transparent. You can also easily change the color of the car paint as well as the type of car paint. So you can choose between metallic, matte, and shiny. Okay, so let's take a look at the rig as well. So we can click Make Editable for animation, and then select the rig, then switch to pose mode. And as you can see, we have a lot of controls with this rig, both with the suspensions and the movement of the car. So let's select this one, for example, which you use to turn. And then we can grab the wheels. We can rotate the car, which you can use for drifting and so on. You can also easily animate all of the different controls to make your own animation. And then lastly, we can move the car back and forth with this controller. So G, then Y to grab it on the Y-axis. And as you can see, the wheels rotate with the movement of the car. And then if we switch into cycles, you can see that the car paint materials work great with the cycles render engine as well. Because the vehicle both has glass and glossy materials, we're going to have some noise, but we can easily remove that by adding some denoising to the render. Okay, so next I'm going to quickly show you how we can animate the different controllers in the rig. So just select a controller, and then press I to keyframe the value. And then I'm going to go to the last frame, press G, then Y to grab it on the Y-axis, and then press I once again to keyframe. And as you can see, when the car moves, the wheels rotate as well. So when you want to animate the controllers of the rig, you just go into pose mode, and then keyframe the different properties. Okay, so let's go back to object mode, and let's add some additional cars and vehicles. So let's go to the boat category, for example, and then let's move the 3D cursor. Then we can add the vehicle. As you can see, we have a nice yacht. And you can edit the material the same way. So let's add a matte black material. And then we can hide the overlay. And it looks even better when you switch to cycles. Also make sure to enable transparent glass under film, so that the glass becomes truly transparent and not too affected by the HDRI background image. Okay, so let's try out some different vehicles. This is a police car, and this is a huge truck, as you can see. And we can of course change the materials of these as well. So let's try a white matte material, which looks nice, or a shiny material. And the trucks has rigs too. So let's go back to solid view and enable the overlay as well. And then we can make the truck editable for animation. And then let's select the truck, go to pose mode. And as you can see, we have the suspensions. We can turn it. And we can of course move it back and forth by pressing G then Y. As well as turning the tires. And lastly, let's take a quick look at a plane. I really like the design of the ellipse, so let's take a look at it in render view. And the changing of the materials is the same, even with some textures. As you can see, this is what it looks like with a black material. And as you can see, there are a large variation of colors to choose from, and you can even create custom colors by using the settings below. Okay, and then let's try to add a tractor, for example. And the materials work the same. So as you can see, we can edit the material for most of the tractor. So in summary, this add-on gives you a lot of different vehicles, as well as a lot of different material options, and the ability to animate them using the included rig. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's do a final test render. And thanks to the denoising, all of the noise, both for the glass material and the glossy material, will go away once the render is finished.